Hello everybody, this is Caitlin and you are watching Zombie Eats Books. So I haven't been filming any book hauls lately. That doesn't mean that I haven't been buying books, of course. I've been buying plenty. But there's no way I'm going to catch up on all those book hauls. So I'm just going to show you what I bought recently and call it good. So this first book is called The House of Ulloa by Emilia Pardo Bazan. And it's translated by Paulo Prey and Lucia Graves. I'm sure I mispronounced all or most of that. This is about a priest in Spain, and he enters basically this world of decadence and sexual temptation and corruption, and I guess we find out what that does to him and how he fares in that environment, and it sounds like my kind of book. I also picked up Six Wakes by Mur Lafferty. This is a sci-fi. It's supposed to be a thriller in space sort of novel. It involves a crew on a ship and a murder and clones, and it just sounds really fun. I picked up The Revolution of the Moon by Andrea Camilleri, and this one is translated by Stephen Sartorelli. And this is based on a true story in 17th century Sicily about a king who on his deathbed names his wife as his successor, and within 27 days there has been an uprising of angry little powerful men around her that have brought her down. So she only rules for 27 days, which is why it's called The Revolution of the Moon. I love political intrigue, and the rise and fall of a powerful woman just sounds like something that I would really like to read. So this next book is from a subscription service. It's called And Other Stories. I get 4 books a year. I think I'm gonna be upgrading to 6 books a year because I am never disappointed. This latest book that they sent me is called Malacqua. It's by Nicola Pugliese. And it is translated by Sean Whiteside. So this takes place in Naples. It's about a flood, and then after this flood, or during this flood, strange things start to happen, and only children can see and hear these strange things that are happening. I guess it was taken out of publication in the 70s, and it is just now in publication in English. So that sounds really interesting to me. This next book I was destined to buy. You could almost call it required reading. I love Jane Eyre. It's one of my favorite books of all time. So I had to pick up Jane Steele, which by Lindsay Fay, which is retelling in Dexter's style, I guess. Jane Eyre is some kind of murderer or something along those lines, and I'm sure I'm gonna love this. So I also picked up the second book in a series. This is The Blinding Knife by Brent Weeks. I just finished reading The Black Prism a little while ago and really enjoyed it. This is basically a fantasy world in which certain people can bend color or light, and some people can bend only 1 or 2 colors, and then other people very rarely can bend all colors, and it manifests in different ways, the different kinds of colors. The world building is great, the characters are great, the story is great, and I'm really enjoying it. I also picked up a book called Jenny. This is by Sigrid Undset, and this is translated by Tina Neneli. And I am butchering names in this video, I apologize. This is a book that I heard about on Celia's channel, and I will link her channel down below if you've never watched her videos. She's absolutely fantastic. She reads such a great selection of books, and I just love listening to her talk about books. Anyway, Jenny is about a young woman who ends up having an affair with a married man. She ends up getting pregnant and having a baby out of wedlock, and I think it's just about her development as a woman. So I also picked up Simone de Beauvoir's The Mandarins. I just finished reading A Woman Destroyed, or The Woman Destroyed, which is a novella. There are 2 other novellas in that particular edition that I got, and I absolutely loved all of them. So I thought that I would give her fiction another shot. I have read some of her nonfiction. I read The Second Sex back in high school and really enjoyed that, so I just like her writing all around. This story is about a group of friends. It's after the German occupation of Paris, and I think that there are some elements, I think she drew inspiration from her own group of friends own people that she was hanging around with at that time. So I think there are elements of her own life in this book. And it is a beast of a book. I had no idea it was going to be that big when I got it, but oh well, the more the better. I also picked up a book I've been wanting for a really long time, and that is Slouching Towards Bethlehem, Essays by Joan Didion. So I read A Year of Magical Thinking and absolutely fell in love with Joan Didion's writing. I know that people have criticized her for being sort of analytical and cold, but I think that she's analytical and warm. I think she's just a really intelligent writer, and I can't wait to read these essays. And then last but not least, I also picked up Necessity by Jo Walton. This is the third book in a trilogy. The first book is called The Just City, and I love this series. I think it's fantastic. It's a mix of Greek gods and goddesses and philosophy. If that sounds like something that you might like, I would definitely check it out. I have heard a lot of negative reviews about the first book in this series, The Just City, but I don't really understand them because I loved it. Anyways, I picked this up. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought about them, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.